Hi, my name is Envy. I'm a music artist, actor, music producer, videographer, all of the above. I specialize mainly in the urban culture, so the space with hip hop, Afro pop, soul music. That's my specialties.
How would you describe your understanding of intellectual property, specifically as it relates to your music?
Your IP in the music space is you owning the rights of the writing of the music, composing of the music as well, and having to get that registered under your name. That's what your IP is for the music.
Do you know of the steps that you must take to ensure your original music is protected by copyright?
Definitely, it's just registering the music with with boards like Samro, Capasso, and Sampra. They basically are the people who collect your royalties for needle time, mechanical rights, and performing rights of the songs.
Have you ever had to deal with a situation involving potential copyright infringement? If so, how did you handle it?
It happened recently, funny enough. So a friend went about using some of my music without consulting me, and it became a bit of a problem because legally the music is registered to me. I own the IP of that music. It was solved amicably. We spoke, and there was a distribution of royalties from his side to sort of smoothen the deal, to make sure that everything is cool, run smoothly. So I eat off his song.
How do you handle the copywriting of collaborative works?
When we get into studio, most of the time with people, because everybody. So for instance, if we all writers in the space, we would obviously have an equal share of whatever the royalties are. But it's tricky because whoever has paid for the studio session owns the masters of the song. So meaning that the IP of that song is owned by the person who basically paid out that session. Other artists that come in as collaborative artists, they get paid a session fee. If they don't get paid a session fee, they get given a higher percentage in the royalties that will come from the music. So it's basically negotiated by whoever has booked the session and whoever is owning the music or who's owning that session, the song that's being done, and they will basically distribute the royalties accordingly.
Are you a member of any music rights organizations like Samro, Sampra, or Capasso? If so, why?
I'm registered with all of them. As I said before, Samro for the performing arts, royalties, Capasso is for the mechanical, and Sampra is for the needle time.
How do you ensure you are receiving proper royalties for your music?
I think if you register your music and you keep updating your details as well, because when you register your music, they'll basically ask you for every single detail of yours, from your bank account to your address to your phone number, down route to your email, so they can keep corresponding with you and alerting you about how your music has done in that space. Maybe it's biannual, there'll be royalties that are distributed by March, other royalties will be distributed by September, so you'll be informed. But you also have to keep asking sometimes, send back emails, find out when is the distribution of royalties coming out, and if you keep in comms with these companies, you'll definitely get your money's worth.
Has your music ever been used in films, television, or commercials? If so, how do you approach licensing your music for use on such platforms?
I've had my music right now licensed for a couple of telenovelas, also licensed for a couple of ads. So what they do basically is they will approach you and you'll be given a contract for how long they want to use the music for. So for telenovelas, I was given a contract for a season. Adulting, thank you for that big paycheck. Thank you, I appreciate it. So they'll give you a contract, and in case if they wanted to repeat that season, then they'll have to renew the deal with with the same percentages or better percentages for whatever it is that they license from you.
What steps do you take to protect your brand from unauthorized use?
Once the music is Registered, I don't think I need to do much. It's a case of if any infringement were to happen, then it has to go to the attorneys basically. Or if it can be solved amicably outside of the lawyers, then we can. But I mean, it's straightforward. If you use the music, if there's any infringement on my music, then definitely I have to send attorneys at you.
What are your thoughts on music sampling and its legal implications?
Ooh, it is so tricky. I'm in a genre that basically samples all the time. The start of hip hop started off with just sampling, but it becomes tricky because I think there's a certain way you could sample, and well, basically you can sample, but the best way to do it is it's something called interpolation. So you basically replay the record, but changing a couple of instruments here and there. Then it doesn't become as much admin for you to clear it, because sometimes with certain artists they feel that you're using their work and they're not comfortable with it in terms of how you redo the work, how you rework the work. So I think the safest thing to do with sampling is interpolation of the music, and just give it your own feel.
What advice would you give to other musicians regarding protecting their intellectual property?
Look, guys, just go out there and register your music. That's first and foremost. Immediately, even when you guys finish with working on a song, get down there, do the paperwork, sign off whatever it is that you need to sign off to whoever is the featured artist, whoever is the composer of the music. Do the right paperwork, submit it to Samro, submit it to Capasso, submit it to Sampra, so that you're protected at the end of the day. If any time somebody wants to use your music and they're not doing the right things, you know exactly what to do, but you have to protect your IP as much as you can. This is your work. This is something that's your legacy. This is something that's going to protect your kids years and years from now, you know? So just do right, man. Register your music.
No negotiation, yeah!
My social handles are @nveigh, which is @NVEIGH on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on TikTok. It's 7:30 in Mamelodi. And my booking details, just email me at booking.nveigh@gmail.com. I've got an album out called Conversations Are Better in a Benz. You can stream it on all digital stores, your Spotify, Apple, Deezer, Tidal, everywhere you can find the album. It's available. Please, guys, run up the numbers. We need y'all to support us. Mwah. One love.